Hi guys, so I thought I would do a little update on the fall season and my fall season thoughts so far, because I've actually been watching a lot of fall season anime, which is cool. Let's get into it. Oh, please consider liking and subscribing if you like my videos. It means a lot and helps me create more videos, which is great because I like doing them. Anyways, so I think I told you guys a few I'd be watching. Like, I definitely would be watching. I've watched a few more than that as well. And I think it's a really solid season. So hopefully I won't forget anything because I'm just going off the top of my head. I mentioned in my manga I've checked out because of anime video about Blue Period, so I won't go too into it, but I've watched the first 2 episodes as of this filming. I think tomorrow the 3rd comes out, so I will watch that tomorrow. I'm really enjoying it. I really am liking it. There's just a cool vibe about it, and I was hoping, I guess it's kind of like the story I was hoping for, but more, where it is about this character's self-growth, and I really love that. So all the, elements talking about, like, I love that art teacher, and I love hearing her talk about following your passion and taking risks and things like that. It's like, it's important to try and go for your dreams. Obviously, I agree that in our society you have to make a living. It's not easy, and I would not say being an artist is always easy in general, but I just love the hopefulness of this story and the optimism so far. And it's a beautiful anime, and the manga is beautiful too from the first volume that I got, and I'm just really enjoying it. I checked out last night the first episode of Komi Can't Communicate, and I also loved it, which was cool. It's been cool, like, being like, I think I might like this, and then actually like loving it. That's a nice feeling. And I don't know if you can tell, but like the first episode made me kind of cry a bit, because it just captured social anxiety so well. I don't think I ever had it to the point of Komi. I still have it, but I've never had it, I don't think, even at my worst, which was probably in middle school. In middle school, I was like, so it's like I would be very talkative with a few people, but I was so quiet to most people and to my teachers, and I was like terrified of talking. So I don't know if anyone could tell. I've always given off a more extroverted vibe than Komi. But anyways, I'm besides the point. The point is, I think it captured the feeling of social anxiety really well in the first episode. And, you learn about anxiety in psychology and the whole fight or flight or freeze situation, which basically just means if you're anxious, you're either gonna fight, like, maybe not with fists, but you're gonna, like, be very, outgoing, talkative. You might run away, or you might freeze. And Komi seems to freeze, like deer in the headlights freeze. And so she's feeling probably some pretty severe anxiety. I just loved, I just loved the animation. I thought it was even more beautiful than it looked like in the trailer. And the guy's hair, I love, like, the little, like, he has, like, a little cowlick or whatever. I thought that was cool. And it was just cool. I don't know. I liked their dynamic of the guy wanting to help her and them becoming friends, and now she's going to make 100 friends. And it just feels like a very wholesome, like, anime. And I'm sure there'll be dark moments, probably, because there's probably a reason she has such severe anxiety, but I don't know, I'm really looking forward to this one, even more than I thought I was going to be. So that's cool. Blue Period, great. Komi, amazing, of episode 1. I checked out the first episode of Ranking of Kings. I think the second one's coming out soon. And it was, like, heartbreaking and adorable at the same time, which is, like, the weirdest mix of feelings, but I loved it. He was just such a sweet little kid, and he's ignoring everything everyone was saying about him. And okay, this is a spoiler for episode 1, but like when he started crying behind closed doors and the shadow saw him crying, and everyone thought he was too dumb to notice, and he was just like so sad that they were making fun of him. Like, oh man, that made me so sad. And I didn't realize he was mute and deaf. And so seeing him get to communicate with the shadow and being like, you're like the only person I can really fully communicate with, was also heartbreaking. But the animation is so cute, and the little kid is so cute, and even the shadow's cute, that it's just such a weird, cool mix of I really like it so far. Again, no complaints. Destiny is interesting. It's a lot of hype. I love the music. The OP I've listened to a ton. The OP is so good. In TaktOp is stunning, and I love the mishmash of so many different genres. I still haven't decided, like, the characters are like, there's some development and there's like some depth, but I'm not getting like a huge sort of range yet. But that doesn't mean it's not going to happen, or that it's not happening, and maybe I'm just not noticing. So I think it has promise, and again, I just love how many different, like, no matter what happens, the fact that they're being so ambitious, like a sci-fi western, it's in the US, which is cool, and sort of this like dystopian, while feeling like everything's fine with aliens, and just it's very fascinating. And the whole concept of a music art is very interesting as well. So that's that one's like a fun one to me so far. And let's see what else. Oh, I checked out the first episode of the Heike Story. The animation is very cool. It was kind of a sad beginning, but I don't mind that necessarily. I like how it does feel like you're reading from a historical storybook, and like it just has a lot of heart to it, it feels like. I need to watch more before I make any decisions, really. But the first episode, I don't know, it wasn't hooking my attention as much as some of the other shows I mentioned, but I do think it's very interesting, and I'll definitely keep watching it and seeing where it goes. That's that one. Let's see. There's a couple others. Oh, I ended up watching, Fena Pirate Princess. I've watched the first 10 episodes. One is like part one. Like the first 8 episodes or 9 are like insanely good. It kind of dipped off for me a little bit, but it's still just, the animation's beautiful. It's very interesting. The music's great. The characters are great. It reminds me of another thing I mentioned in my manga analysis thing, Yona of the Dawn. So if it reminds me of Yona of the Dawn, you know I'm gonna like it. Which, speaking of, if you like Yona of the Dawn, check out Fena Pirate Princess and vice versa. If you want more info on that, I have a TikTok about it as well. They're surprisingly similar, and I can do a review on Fena too. I try to wait until a show's done before really like doing a full review of it. But I think Fena's almost, well, a season I should say. I think Fena's almost done. I think there's like 1 episode left, so, or 2. I've watched like half of episode 11, so I need to catch up. I'm really enjoying it. I love the adventurous aspect of it. I love the main characters, and the dog is so cute. Anyways, and I like pirates, so like for me it's a no-brainer. And the fact that there's like morally gray characters is pretty cool too. Oh, I actually watched 2 episodes, which I wasn't planning on watching this. I don't really watch isekai other than ReZero, which is another show I should talk about that I actually really love. But I watched the Faraway Paladin. I watched 2 episodes because I thought the premise was really interesting, and it was recommended by Mother's Basement, which I'm sure you guys already know about because it's a huge channel. But, you know, he said in his video it was a lot more world building. I like world building. I like fantasy. I'll check it out. I like RPGs. And it kind of does have that vibe. It's fascinating. It is very interesting, and I'm actually really enjoying it. He's born in another world, but he's being raised by like a ghost and like a woman, like sort of nun ghost, and like a big skeleton. And it's like actually really interesting, and he's training for something and we don't know what. So I actually do recommend checking it out. It's still not my favorite of the shows I've seen this season, but it's good. I have to talk about 86. So I've seen 3 episodes of 86 so far. I think it's been an interesting season. Hasn't been as good as season 1 so far to me, but I think that might just be because I haven't seen the whole picture yet. It seems like they're really building to something, and I don't mind that. I do also find just the world building of this other country very interesting, and there's lots of character growth going on, so I'm still enjoying it, just a bit less action. Man, and the end of episode 3 was kind of brutal again. So, you know, it's a great show. I mean, I love 86. Like, if you haven't checked it out yet, still, please go check it out. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the season so far. It's not as good as season 1 to me so far, but I have a feeling that could totally change because I don't know the direction they're going. I just have a feeling there's going to be a big payoff. I really do. Be wrong, don't quote me on it, but I have a feeling. And let's see. Is that everything I've watched? I want to check out Sakugan, which was mentioned by another channel. I will reference them below. They have a really great podcast. So check them out too. I've heard that that's great from several people. Let's see. I feel like I'm forgetting something, guys. What am I forgetting? Oh, Violet Evergarden movie. Check out my review to hear about that. And maybe that's it for now. Yeah. I haven't checked out any of the other fall season anime, which I've checked out a lot, I feel like. But, you know, there's the one made by the creators of Death Note. It didn't seem up my alley. I'm not really a big fan of, like, go to a stage and fight. Again, there's anything wrong with that. I get bored, for me, personally. If you like it, great. And if you want to convince me, I will honestly check it out. If someone says this is the best show ever, I will go check it out. I'll leave the name of the show up there somewhere. And one about an assassin, and technically I watched like half the first episode, and it was kind of cool, but I got distracted. So if that show ends up being good, please let me know as well. Or anything else I haven't checked out. So yeah, thanks again, you guys, for watching. It makes my day that, you know, you guys watch my videos. Please consider liking and subscribing if you feel like it, or commenting. And I hope you have a great rest of your day or night, or wherever you are. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.